Hey! Alright, so I am doing a pickup. I have to go pick up my little man from school, and I wanted to talk about something that's been kind of going on. I've been getting comments and then like talking to some of my friends, you know, in the real world where I see physical people. It keeps coming up. How in the world do you do it all? You know, that supermom cape. What about when your supermom cape isn't long enough? Okay, so I'm totally stealing that phrase from a girlfriend of mine because she was overly committed with her kids and she had to pull back, and the company, or not the company, the place that she was committed to was like, why are you leaving? And she's like, my Superman cape is not long enough. And I'm like, she really crushed that statement. I really like that one. There's another one I was watching. I was watching something through Facebook, and this one mom was talking about, like, are you going to do this or that? And she's like, I have suffered enough. Those have really kind of resonated with me. So what's going on with me? If you don't know who I am, I'm just so Trish, a mom of 6, homeschooling. Yeah, we homeschool. I do a lot of homeschool videos and just like presenting life as it really is. Because I'm driving today, sorry for the lack of eye contact. I wish it was better. But, you know, then that wouldn't be safe. And then I'll have somebody like trash troll me for taking a video and driving. But whatever. You can't do it all. So one of the things I've got going on, and I haven't really talked to you guys much about it, is the fact that I'm actually studying for a license in my degree. Some of you don't know, but I actually sit with a master's of engineering, a bachelor's and master's of engineering, and I worked for a couple years, started having kids, and after being pregnant with the third one, I quit working. I went back to work for a little bit, but you know, for the most part, for the last 10 years I haven't worked. But I did everything I need to do to sit for my professional license, and I have the ability to do some side work here and there because my husband's also an engineer, and now I'm studying for the state license for Florida. So that's like what I'm doing, and I'm having to like relearn, not really relearn, but wake up what I don't know, what I did know but I don't know anymore because I don't do it day to day. And so I'm slowly doing that, and I just can't do everything. I just can't, you know. I realized this is really important. This is the last time I get to take it. I've failed it in the past, and now I'm taking it again. And I just have to let go of a lot to get this done. I mean, the best way to put it is, I can't be the mom I want to be and take this test. So I kind of need to be a mom that I'm comfortable with. This is such a hard thing to talk about because there's only so much of me to go around. So I always kind of laugh in the past. Y'all are like, I don't know how you do what you already do already. I'm like, I don't do laundry. Well, so I already don't do laundry, so I can't quit doing that. And I have to find more time and mental energy. And as I was beginning to study, and of course, I'm taking a, I'm doing an online course with it. So it's not just like opening books and trying to learn. I'm taking video courses and stuff, and I've been doing that for the last month. What I found as I was trying to still do everything, I wasn't doing anything well. I wasn't studying well. I wasn't homeschooling my kids well. I wasn't cooking well. I just wasn't doing anything well. And that's unacceptable. I can't like do that. And so I had to go back and reprioritize. And this is what I'm going to give you as a suggestion. When you get to the point that you're so overwhelmed, you're so just too many things on the plate, you have to like prioritize your things on the plate. So I'm going to tell you right now, my priorities have to be, I need to study for this test. I need a relationship with my children. My fingers are dirty. I've been gardening. Relationship with my kids. Homeschool my kids. Educate my kids. Self-care. But I mean, like, self-care is maybe a little bit higher up there. But you know, like, those are my typical things right now. So those are my priority. I gotta feed them. I gotta take care of them. and I want to maintain a good relationship with them. So some of my previous priorities were, I have to cook from scratch, I have to cook whole food, I have to, you know, like food is kind of a big thing for me, especially with my daughter having her in food intolerances and stuff. And trying to be in a budget with 6 kids, I get very kind of fanatical about food and trying to eat right and be healthy, but still look good for my age and the fact that I got 6 kids, which I know is so superficial. You know, so I always have like these different kind of priorities. I know this is a rant. Just forgive me. And remember, we can always talk about this on Wednesday at 2 o'clock Eastern time when we do Mama Chat, where it's just our virtual Mama Hangout for all of us unsocialized mamas. So, I get fanatical about food, and I get fanatical about certain ways to be, and then I get really uptight and I'm really stressed out. And some of this could be part of the lead into like my adrenal fatigue and my issues. And I'm going to tell you right now, this test is so important. I'm not at the moment planning to go back to work, but it opens up the ability to do some side work to help other people out that can in turn help us out, which is, you know, win-win. It sets a path for a few things to go in motion for our long-term benefit. So I need to pass this test. So this test is the biggest priority. With that, I can't be so stressed out all the time, because I'm also fighting with like my ADHD, staying focused, and I was going into hyper focus, and then I was getting really grouchy, because if you're ADHD and you go into hyper focus and then somebody kicks you out of hyper focus, you are not a nice person. You get kind of grumpy, really grumpy. Yeah, I've been getting grumpy. So my kids weren't liking the first week of Mom seriously studying, because I was like, be quiet, don't talk to me, because I couldn't handle like the mind transition of my brain. So I know it's just a long video. Y'all are on a car ride with me. And so I just got to the point, I'm like, I don't want to be stressed out. I need to prioritize, and I need to just let everything that can be let go. So I am. My kids are a little bit like, whoa, Mom, who are you? And I'm going to try and keep videoing, but one of the things I got to let go is no refined videos. They might be a little bit not in focus. You guys might be like, Trish has gone off the deep end or whatever. But this is just going to be what it is. I'm going to stick to 3 videos a week. And one of them's the live chat, and that's it. So, you know, there's my YouTube life. And here's the thing, I'm not doing YouTube to make money. I mean, you make a little bit here and there, and that's just a really nice plus. But if I wanted to go make money, I have the means to do that, and that's not the priority right now. Anyway, so I'm doing YouTube on this kind of level. You might get a lot of these conversations in the car. I'm studying for my test, and I'm going to have a whole video on like how I'm conquering my ADHD to study as an adult parent, you know, as a parent who's an adult, fully grown adult. I guess 40 is fully grown, right? I plan on making one of those because I've like come to a few realizations I didn't know I had to deal with. But when it comes to food, I've kind of forfeited. I give up. I just give up. I've gone to the grocery store. I've bought everything processed. I mean, we are box living. And I hate to say it, it's expensive. Oh, it's so expensive. It's not that healthy, you know, but you know what? It's substance. And this is a season, like all things, it's going into a season of about 6 months. So I went and I just forfeited. I went to the store and I brought easy food for breakfast and lunch. Not dinner, but breakfast and lunch. So, and legitimately, I just kind of tell my kids, don't talk to me. You know, Mom is studying. I love you. Is it an emergency? Do you really need me? But I can't. Don't tattletale to me. I don't want to hear it. This is the focus right now. And then it's been kind of nice because, like my husband, I'm like, if you want me to do this, you're pushing for me to do this, then you need to step up. And so definitely on the weekends, he's cooking dinner. Is it stuff I love? Not really. You know, and then at the same time, I've had to let go of like my eating plan. I've already taken a break on Weight Watchers. I'm gonna do a little video on that one eventually, on taking a time out on Weight Watchers. And I've been trying to do like a low carb keto, but I don't have the time or energy to count carbs either. So I just do my best, I guess would be the best way to put it. I'm just doing my best. And the big part is, at this time either, I don't even care if I blimp out over the next 6 months and then deal with it later. But I don't want to do that, because if I start eating junk, my brain's not going to function, and I need my brain to function. So that helps. So I do that. The other part is self-care. So some of it is, I'm not trying to do a bunch of stuff. Like our homeschool is very minimal. It's the end of the year. We do math, we do reading, and we do copy work, and we talk about some grammar, and that's it. And we're fortifying our reading comprehension, learning how to learn, and our math. Now, we have plans for next year, and wait till I tell you what that is and what that's going to entail. And it's going to be busy. Next year's going to come off as a whole year. So trying to figure out like what's my best approach at handling things. I realize, like taking this test, I need to get what I can get done before our next year's school starts. So with that, I'm working really hard now, so then I can just review over the last few months before I take this test. But I need to get on it now. And that also means I need to leave my house, because I've taken this test before and I've failed. And one of the hard parts I had was I was already staying at home, and I was used to being around my kids and studying around my kids. When I went to take this test with 1,000 people in the room, I couldn't focus. I was just like, Mommy, stay out? Mommy, stay out? I couldn't focus at all. So one of the things I'm doing differently is I'm actually planning to study away from the house. I study at home, but learning to study away from the house to desensitize me to new environments. And so I can focus, because I've always had that issue. But listen, don't let ADHD stop you. We can have super hyper focus. I just have to train my brain to get into hyper focus no matter where I'm at. And so I've got a babysitter for that. And I studied through the weekend. I literally laid in bed till most of the day yesterday. And yesterday was Monday. That's why I didn't get a video. I laid most of the day in bed, and I just kind of checked out, and I mentally needed that. Now I turned around, made dinner. I mean, I didn't get adjusted. I did hit the store. And last night's dinner was rotisserie chicken, macaroni and cheese, applesauce, and Brussels sprouts. And my kids ate it. Everybody loved it. Everybody was happy. And that was our dinner. And then from dinner, which that was at 6, I studied until midnight. So then today, today's going, I haven't cracked open a book at all. I've actually doing more downtime, because my initial startup was so rocky with my kids going like, don't bother your mother, don't bother your mother, that now I'm like, I can't live that way for 6 months. I don't want to damage relationships, because I'm so hyper focused that everything else has to go. So I'm going to have a dirty house. I'm going to have processed meals, but I'm going to maintain a wonderful relationship with my kids. So this morning was all about my kids. It's noon. It's noon o'clock right now. Has been all about my kids. I haven't cracked open a book. And then sometime this afternoon, I will crack open a book and I will get working again. No, I won't. I have 4-H tonight. I might for an hour. I might get an hour in. And so I just kind of work like that. And the big part is, how do I get it all done? I'm not. There's just so much. I'm just not trying to maintain my personal preference across the board with everything I do. I'm just prioritizing the few important things and letting everything else go. And my preference between from scratch food versus getting some help in a box, I'd rather have a relationship with my kids than have that food. Now, on all of that being said, my food intolerant child, yeah, I mean, like, that kid can't eat corn, potatoes. She's getting potatoes back, any grains, any beans, any rice. She can't eat any of that, which is like my husband's go-to food. So like, we keep canned peas, we keep, you know, just unbreaded chicken. But I think like we're gonna be living in a world of meat, potatoes, vegetable, and like that's what it is. But I will have to tell you, Friday I'm releasing a video. I got to open I have an box opening, an unboxing of a pressure cooker. Listen, my husband even loves this thing, which is pretty impressive. So listen, I mean, and on the side note, kudos to the moms. I'm stopped. I'm not driving. So you're not driving. Kudos to the mom that has kids going to school, because let me tell you, I couldn't have done it. When I went to school, I got through school and it was hard. The ADHD made it impossible. There's no way I could have done it. I don't think I could. I might have, but I don't think I could have done it with children. So the moms that are going to school and parenting, y'all rock. Just, you absolutely rock. So getting it all done is kind of a perception on the aspect that it looks like I'm doing all this stuff, but I'm not. I'm just easy way outing things, and I only deal with things at the moment. So the day we have 4-H, there's just a ton of stuff I'm not going to do today. And yet I garden. Now don't, you know, because I got the garden hands going. See that? Total garden fingers. And that's after I wash them. But me gardening is my way of checking out. I got out of the house, I moved around, I put stuff in the dirt, I played in the dirt, and it kind of just like, it's like my like playground. I'm just playing. I should be walking and exercising. I'm gonna get to that because I'm gonna start taking days and going to the library and walking at night. We'll see if I put some videos together. You never know. But we can't do it all. So don't be lost in an idea that me as a mom, I'm doing it all because I'm posting pictures of this weird equations I'm working out. Or this mom is like making gourmet meals, or this mom, you know, has the perfect laundry room. We all have like something we're really good at that we love and enjoy doing. But don't think just because we show you that picture of that everything else is perfect. I don't do laundry. I mean, my laundry couch just like evolves, and you know, we're not teaching a separate history class right now. Our history's in our reading class. You know, I'm sticking to the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. And you know what? I'm okay with that. We'll have to have a whole nother talk why I could care less about all the trivial lessons in homeschooling through middle school. Why they don't matter to me. And I come with that on the aspect that like my kids will have college degrees, and sometimes we get into this concept that we have to do more. No, why don't you just pick the few things that are the most important things and do better? I do it in my homeschool, I do it in my house, and I do it in my life. So yeah, so there you go. I'm in parent pickup, just hanging out, waiting. Yeah. So anyways, mamas, you're super capes. You don't have to have a long super cape. Just do what's important to you. And what's important to you doesn't mean that's important to your friend. What is important to you today doesn't mean that's what's going to be the most important thing tomorrow. Those things change, and it's okay. You don't have to be like perfect. No perfect Polly. You don't have to be perfect Polly. Just constantly reevaluate. And sometimes there's certain things that are really important, and it's important over a certain season, a certain time, a certain part of your life, and then it changes. I mean, we've had so much craziness in the last 2 years. We've been surviving. And it's funny because I feel like one hot mess away from a meltdown every day for the last 2 years. Ever since that big day happened that the house flooded and we lost everything, and then we've been just slowly pulling ourselves together from there. I feel like one hot mess from a meltdown. And it's funny because I'm talking to some friends and I'm talking to some people at church, and they're like, well, what are you talking about? And then I realize that just prioritizing the most important thing at the moment and letting go of the things I can't do, like not even that I can't deal with. If you can't deal with them, give them to somebody else if they're important, but let it go. Don't be part of it. And I'm not going to sing to you, let it go. Just don't be part of it. And what I realized is a lot of people in my day-to-day life that see me have no idea that what's going on. Why? Because not that we hide it, we thrive on what's important, that nobody notices what we don't do, what we don't thrive at, because we just thrive on what's important. And so we are handling it better than I thought we would be handling it. We only get dressed up on Sunday when we go to church. We only wear about the same 2 to 3 outfits, and yet nobody notices. What they notice is, you know, we're put together. Nobody sees us the rest of the day. Why do we need to be worried about being dressed to the T? We only have it together when we need to show up somewhere. And you know what? I don't feel like this whole time, I don't feel like we actually lost any ground. I don't feel like we're behind in our homeschool. I feel like it's all right. You know, because it's not like every day this year that's all we did was reading, writing, and arithmetic. But if it was, it's okay. We've done some great science. We've done some great work in our 4-H. We have done great English grammar. We've recouped a lot of spelling issues we had. But we only dealt with it for a small point. And then when it got to be more than I can handle, I let it go. And that's okay. We are not called to do it all. I'm sorry. And the Proverbs 31 mantra that the world has taken on is wrong. It's just absolutely wrong, because I swear that's her obituary. That is not her to-do list every day. It's an obituary, you know. That's what she did in a lifetime, not in a day. And I feel like we get really caught up. The world has just like twisted that into us believing that we have to be super women every day, super moms with a long cape, making it happen. You know what? No, just pick the most important thing and just do that. And even if that's just for the day, that those are that day's important things, or if that's that week's important thing, or this thing, it doesn't matter. But find that balance. Don't beat yourself up. And if nobody's going to walk in your house for the next 3 weeks, who cares if it's clean? Unless that's like your OCD thing. And that's important, and that makes your brain right. For me, I have to stick my hands in dirt, and I feel better, and I'm good, and I'm seeing God's glory with things growing, and I love that. But do what works for you. And don't worry about the things people don't even see anyways. And then you can do what's important. And at the end of this journey, or this little season you have, you'll look back and you'll be like, nailed it. I nailed it, and I didn't even know I was nailing it. And just let the rest go. It stresses you out. So I hope this helps. I know, a little car talk. I'll talk to you later. See you Wednesday, tomorrow. Don't forget, I got the unboxing Friday. I gotta edit that. All right, talk to you later. Bye.